Hello everyone, it's Therese. Welcome back. Today I'm super excited to be showing you my final monthly plan with me for my 2021 bullet journal. I think we can all agree that time is going by so fast. It is already time for December bullet journal setup. Some of you asked for me to do some more cozy themes, so that is what we will be doing for December. I also have some exciting news to tell as we set these spreads up, so grab your journals if you're planning as well, or just sit back, relax, and make yourself comfy while watching. Alright, let's get started. For December, I will be doing a Christmas Farmhouse inspired theme. So there will be more of rustic country Christmas decor illustrations throughout the spreads. If you're celebrating Christmas or the holidays, I hope this setup will get you into the Christmas or holiday spirit already. And if you're not celebrating, I hope you will still enjoy watching what I will be able to create today. First thing I did on the cover page is to intensify my pencil sketch of the fireplace setting or a Christmas farmhouse mantle decoration. There is a cozy armchair with a blanket, festive decorations, brick walls, and columns. Then I'm using watercolors directly to the page to lightly color the base of the painting. If you have watercolor paper, you can also use that for this painting. I think that will give you a better result. But for me, I'll just paint it straight here because I think it can handle the amount of water I'm gonna use. I think the only time I've used a watercolor paper is when I do wet on wet technique. But I won't be doing that in this setup anyway. It's been a while since the last time I used watercolors, and every time I come back to it, I feel like a beginner again, so I try to be careful with the intensity of the colors on the first few illustrations here so I can measure it. So going light at first is the best way for me because I know I can add more pigment or layers later on compared to starting with a darker tone. But once I get comfortable with it again, you will see me going for the tone that fits this setup. Christmas Farmhouse has a country, earthy color scheme that sets a casual mood for holiday interior with antique whites, sage green, barn red, and brown tones. I'm also adding blue in this palette, however, and I think it goes well with the colors. I know this base painting looked lifeless at this point, but after lightly coloring them, I decided to outline these using my thin fine liner to add details. I'm using the Sakura Pigmamicron in 005. You can also find all the supplies I'm using in this setup listed down on the description box below. I like to use this particular pen for this because I'm gonna be adding another layer of paint later on, and the Sakura Pigmamicrons are waterproof, so I don't have to worry for smudging compared to other fine liners I've used in the past. But if you prefer to keep this watercolor illustration loose and a bit messy, you can definitely skip the outlining part. After this, I moved on to adding the second layer of this painting. I'm using less water for the paint to make it more pigmented and give more dimension to each element of this illustration. I'm also adding shadows to areas there has to be, but I'm pretty sure I missed some parts here. For the monthly title, I decided to use the alphabet stamps and stamped the letters DEC on the wooden frame that is hanging on top of the fireplace. And that is our cover page now done. And before we move on to the next spread, I wanted to do a little painting of stacked books here with some pines and red lantern. These are such a nice decor and you can totally do it yourself, especially if you wanted to spend less for the decor but still want to give your home a lovely interior during the holidays. I normally do a quote page on this side of the spread, but this time I'm just writing some holiday related words on the spine of the books, such as Farmhouse Christmas, Let It Snow, Hot Cocoa, and Sleigh Rides. After that, this whole spread is finally done and we can now flip to the next one. This spread will be my monthly calendar, goals, and focus pages. This layout is highly inspired by one of the spreads of the very talented Tiina of Tiina's Diary. I will link her socials in the video description so you can check out her amazing creations. I'm painting a shelf with some Christmas ornaments, wooden houses, and garland on top, and then Christmas wreaths and lanterns under it. I thought this illustration suits well in this layout, so I went with it. I just used the same color palette for all of my paintings here. I'm doing the same process as I did from the first spread that we did, which is starting from light painting and then adding outlines and then the second layer afterwards. By the way, this will be my last monthly setup in this notebook. This is the Tiki Nara journal from Notebook Therapy. I'm really happy with my experience with it so far. I got to play around so many tools and mediums, especially paints, because it can handle water very well. I will be moving to a new notebook soon for my 2022 bullet journal, so I hope you watch out the video for that. And if you're starting or moving into a new notebook as well for the next year and want to experiment and try different mediums as how I use my bullet journal, Notebook Therapy is one of the great options in the market. And as always, I have a 10% discount code, Therese10, that you can use on the website each time you order. After the painting, I drew two wooden frames on top of the shelf. The bigger one will be for my November calendar and the smaller one will be for my goals and focus of the month. This time I just used my Tombow brush pen in saddle brown to color the frames to make it easier, and then I'm using the alphabet stamps again for the titles, and then I finished this spread by writing all the days and dates of the month on the calendar. And that is all for my monthly calendar goals and focus pages. Let's move on to the next page, which is going to be my content planner. This time I'm including craft paper here, so I took some craft sticky notes and glued one for the title to give more of the rustic look of this theme. Then on the left, I made small trackers for my Instagram and YouTube channel where I write the number of followers and subscribers from the start and end of the month. On the other half of the page, I wrote the dates of the month. I decided to exclude 31 here because I don't think I will be putting out a content on that day anyway. We shall see. And then on the space left here on the corner, I'm doing a little painting of an old-fashioned Christmas signboard with a red plaid blanket on it and a small basket of pine tree behind. Then on the board, I will be writing the words old-fashioned, sleigh rides, and hot cocoa on the farm. These kinds of words are so classic and inviting, definitely a nice decor to put in the front door. So here is the exciting part of this setup. As you might already have noticed in the sketch, I will be putting out a bunch of content here on YouTube in December. I called it Tottocharizze Treats. It is a holiday series where there will be 12 videos in the first 12 even days of December with giveaways to go along each. Well, not every video is holiday related, and the prizes are super exciting, I guarantee. I can't wait for all of you to see these videos, so if you don't want to miss them, definitely turn on your notifications for this channel, and I hope to see you all starting December 2. The layout of this page is very simple. I just drew 12 horizontal boxes, and then for a little decoration, I am painting another small frame with some pines and a ribbon on top, and then I'm writing 12 days of giveaways. And yeah, that is it for my content planner spread. The next one will be a page to plan and write down a list of gifts for Christmas. I just kept things really simple here. I glued the same craft sticky note for the gift list title and then a brown frame around the page. Then on the bottom corner, I drew 3 gifts for a little decoration. I will be showing you some more spread ideas for the holidays soon in my next videos for summer planning related spreads, so tune in for that. On the other side of the spread is my holiday or Christmas playlist page. I saw this charming idea of a DIY Christmas card holder display in a fall farmhouse window. So that is the layout I'm going for this collection, but you can always modify this and maybe actually go for a cards list if you're sending out holiday cards to your friends and loved ones, or maybe a habit tracker like so. I just painted the shelf and a wooden board for the title on top. Then I drew a very simple window frame with grids and boxes clipped and hanged on strings. Then there's a table with some small pine tree decorations with different sizes. I know this page is rather decorative than the other side, but since there's no other function aside from writing the songs I'd love to listen to this coming month, I just filled it with decorations to kind of balance it. Now that is my gift list and playlist spread all done, let's flip our way to the following spread we're gonna make. There are 3 things I'm using this spread for, which are my to-do list, places to go, and habit tracker. I didn't know at first what kind of layout I will be doing for this spread. I actually sketched a different layout for this with a Christmas tree somewhere here, but I didn't like how it looked. Then I looked up for some more inspirations and found a Christmas farmhouse gallery wall. So I drew several Christmas wall decorations such as Christmas wreath, mailbox, holiday throw pillow in a basket, an envelope with pines, stockings, etc., while making sure I have the spaces I need for my lists and habit tracker. I also reduced my habits to track for December to 5 only. I excluded no spending and creative for now because I know I'm gonna spend almost every day for the holidays, and I've squeezed so much of my creative juices this month, and it will continue anyway until next month, so I know I'm gonna make myself creative during that time. So after the first painting process, I intensified and polished all the drawings here, and that is it. I really like how this turned out. I must say this is my favorite spread in this setup because I haven't done such a layout before, and I think I'll have fun using it. And then we have one final thing to set up here, which are my weekly spread layouts. Since I have so many things to do next month, and I'm sure I won't be able to have the time to set up a different weekly spread after the other, I wanted to make my weeklies convenient for me and ready to use, so Dutch doors will be the most effective one for me this coming month. So I started cutting out the edges of the pages I needed for my weeklies, and then I added some washi tapes for a little decoration. I also grabbed the ones that matches the color scheme of this theme, and I'm glad I have them. Then I drew 6 daily boxes on my first weekly Dutch door. I combined again the weekends here. I painted round shapes with different colors wherein I will write the days and dates of the month. On top of this Dutch door page, I am supposed to stamp week 49 in words since I don't have the number stamps. However, I miscalculated the spaces between each letter, so I just covered it up with a craft paper and tried it once again. Now we are doing one last painting here, which is a full page painting of a cozy corner of Christmas decor. There is the same comfy blue chair with a throw pillow and a blanket by the window with a Christmas wreath, red lantern, side table with some more Christmas ornaments, and baskets of pines. I'm doing pretty much the exact same steps while painting. I did the first layer of colors here, then outlining them with a pen. I think this was easier for me to paint because the picture is big enough and there were not much details, small details to do unlike the cover page, and I really had some more time to focus on each of the elements here. And then the last thing here is stamping again the letters DEC, and we are finally done with this whole Christmas farmhouse December theme. and I really hope you enjoyed this setup. I am very satisfied with how the spreads turned out, though to be honest, I filmed it for several days and it was almost impossible for me to finish it for some reason, but I really hope you liked it. And before we end this video, here's the final flip through of my December 2021 bullet journal setup. I hope this sets your mind as well for the coming holiday season and get everything planned as much as you can. If this is the first video you've seen on my channel and want to see more, I would recommend subscribing. I would really appreciate that as well. I wish you all an amazing month and season ahead, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!